Hey everybody, it's Nina Motivates. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 28. Oh my gosh, of the You Can Show. Brought to you by ICU Radio 97.3. Listen, if you miss any episodes, if you've missed any of the 28 episodes, because today make day episode 28, you can go to my YouTube page, youtube.com/ Nina Motivates. Okay. Go to Nina Motivates and watch any and all episodes. Go watch them all. Go watch them all. They're all good. They're all inspiring. They're all motivating. And you don't want to miss not a one of them. Okay. And so, y'all, I'm excited. Why? Because I realized that by the end of the calendar year of 2025, I would have 30 episodes on here. Oh, goodness. That is such a great feeling, such an accomplishment. 30 brand new shows every week. There has not had to be a repeat week because there have been 30 new shows. Listen, y'all, that's what today is all about. It's about becoming unstoppable, how I felt like I became unstoppable, giving you the coaching tips and tricks, making some announcements, and all of the things because it is some great things going on in the world and some great things coming down the pipeline. So let's get started. I am Dr. Nina Addison, your You Can specialist, and this is the You Can Show, where you come every Monday night to get your fuel, focus, your fire, to know that you absolutely can do anything you need to do, want to do, or desire to do, all the things that God has put in you. You can do it. I know you can, and I'm living proof. So today, again, we're talking about becoming unstoppable. See, for my 2025 year, I was always seeking God, like, God, what is our focus for the year? What are we doing this year? What are we focused on for this calendar year and things like that? And I think I shared before, I was listening to a TikTok, I believe, and I was on Dr. Tammy Francis TikTok, and she was talking about what are you a disruptor of? And I was like, that's good. That's a good question. Let me think about that. And instantly, Holy Spirit said, doubt. You're a disruptor of doubt. And so I put in her comments, I'm a disruptor of doubt. And I took a screenshot of it and I was like, oh, that's good. And it's just like a fire lit up in me, right? It was like, Nina, that's it for you this year. You got to become unstoppable and you have to go into a season of helping people destroy doubt. Out of all of the things that I do, that is the thing that I do. I help people destroy doubt. I have people that have known me most of my life. I have people that have known me all my life that has come and say, man, I see that you don't allow your difference to limit you, but instead, like my motto says, you let your difference make a difference. You don't allow the fact that you have very limited movement in your left hand and yeah, full movement in your right hand, but to have only one arm and one hand with full movement, I don't allow that to stop me from doing anything. I drive a regular car. I cook. I hold babies. I write with pens and pencils. I type. I mean, I do everything. And oftentimes I even forget that my left hand doesn't have full movement. And that's only because I don't allow myself to be limited by what society would say is a limitation. I have a disability, but I don't disable myself. And one of my greatest comments, always, one of my slogans, there are more disabled people walking the earth than people with actual disabilities. Because people with disabilities, and my friend told me that over in, I believe, Dubai, I believe, they don't call us people with disabilities. They call us um, people of determination. I said, that's it. We are determined because look at it. A person with a disability has to learn how to deal with what they have. We can't look at what we're missing. I can't look at the fact that my left hand can't ball up and that is short. This is the full length of my hand, my arm, y'all. Like that's the full length of the arm, okay? It's very short. It barely touches my hip, and I don't have much movement. It's short, little movement, but because I've always been this way, I don't miss a finger that I've never had. I don't miss not being able to hold certain things or do certain things or even make a fist. I don't miss those things because I grew up this way. I learned how to use what I have to do what I need to do and to get to where I need to get to in life. And I'm encouraging everybody, look at what you can do. Look at what you do have. Look at your gifts, your skills, your talents, your ability. Look at all of those things and allow those things to enable you in a good way to become the best version of you. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you 5 steps to get on the road to becoming an unstoppable you. Just like my book says, you could be an unstoppable you. And so we're going to go through the 5 steps. We're going to talk about it in detail. I hope you got pen and paper ready to take notes. Share this out with someone else. Someone else needs to know that they too can be unstoppable and just in the skin that they're in. They don't have to be anybody else. Now, let me put a disclaimer. We all should always be improving ourselves. We should always be doing something to make ourselves better. Every single day, aim at what can I do today to make myself better, okay? So becoming an unstoppable you, loving you the way you are, and all of the things does not mean that you are not working on self-improvement every day, okay? I'm working on self-improvement every single day with what I eat, with what I working out, something that I've never just like been gun-ho for. I feel a passion for it more than I ever have. And on days that I can't go to the gym, I'll be like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? I need to do something. But thank God YouTube has these like 4-minute workouts. But even my app for my gym, I could pull that up and do something. So what I'm saying is I'm unstoppable. I've created this habit of being unstoppable all year long. And now that I'm focused on growing closer to God and growing closer with my temple and bettering my temple, shall I say, I'm making sure that I do the things that I need to do step by step. You know, I didn't make drastic changes and say, oh, I'm not eating this and that ever again. I didn't do that. I did what works for me. So let's get into these 5 steps so that you too can become unstoppable. Step number 1. Know who and whose you are. So let's talk about what it means to know who you are. Yes, a lot of times you'd be like, okay, who are you? You will hear most people say, oh, like if someone asked me, and I'm just like in the general setting, oh, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a homeschool teacher, I'm a, all those things. Sometimes we mix up the things that we do with who we are. So now I answer that as I am a chosen vessel here on the earth realm. I am God's daughter. I am called. I am anointed. I am appointed for greatness. I am a disruptor of doubt. I am fun and funny. I throw in as many characteristics of myself that I can. And I challenge you to do the same. I do still include I'm a wife, I'm a mom, those are some of my job titles, but those are a part of me as well. I'm an educator. I am a people's person. I am a sappy love movie person. I love stories, y'all. Give me a good old sappy love story, and I'm just like, oh, I love it. I love it. And so I look at those things and I embody who God has made me to be. I am a member of the disability community. I do have a disability, but I am not disabled. I do the things I need to do, want to do, and desire to do the things that God has put in me to do. And you can too. So that's who I am. I could go on because I love this me that God has created and is continuing to create and continuing to unfold and unbud like a flower that's just blossoming. I am grateful to Him for that. And whose am I? I am the Creator's daughter. Ooh, He created everything. He is the creator of the universe and everything in it. I am His daughter. I am His chosen vessel. He knew me before I was formed in my mother's womb because He's the one that formed me. Okay? My mother and dad may have thought they conceived me on the bed, but actually it was God saying it's time to bring forth Nina. My daughter, my little lady, my chosen vessel. And when the enemy asked for my life, he said, no, because she gonna serve me. She gonna serve me with her difference. She's gonna serve me. She gonna give me all she got. And I'm learning daily to give God all I have. And I challenge you to do the same. So know who you are. Think, explore yourself. See what you like and what you don't like. You know, sometimes we change and evolve and grow as we get older. What you liked yesterday, you might not like today. What you didn't like yesterday, you might like today. I'm finding that I'm not an onion person, but I'm starting to love cooking my food and onions a lot more. And if they're really translucent, I may just eat one or two with the food, not by itself. I know some people can just eat raw onions. They can just eat the onion all by itself. But I'm evolving. I'm liking things. My palate is changing. And so knowing who you are, you got to rediscover who you are every single day, because you're going to be growing and you're going to be evolving. I know I keep saying that, but I'm saying that to get it through your head, to get you to understand that it's okay to grow and it's okay to evolve and it's okay to rediscover yourself as many times as you need to rediscover yourself. So that's step number one. Know who you are and know whose you are. Step number two, build your Godfidence. Build your confidence. Listen, sometimes people be like, oh, that person is this, that person is that. What do you think and say about yourself? When Jesus was with the disciples, he said, who do you say I am? But in that, there was, oh, you're a prophet, oh, you this, oh, you that. But he knew who he was. He was the great I am. He was the Son of God. And y'all, he left the comforter, and Jesus is like, listen, I'm leaving you the comforter. It's like God the Father, Jesus the Son, and then we have the Holy Spirit living in us. A part of God is within us. And we got to understand that, and that should build our confidence all in itself. The fact that a part of God, the creator of the universe, is within us. And so anything we say, I am behind, in front of, we are speaking over ourselves. And so when you're building your confidence, when you're building your Godfidence, you got to know who he says you are. You got to know that you have purpose and you have a life. He created you for an abundant life. Jesus said, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. These things I do, you should do and more. So all the signs, wonders, and miracles that Jesus performed, we're supposed to perform on earth and more. And more. Okay? We have so much within us that most of us haven't even tapped into our full potential. I know I haven't. But I'm aiming at tapping into more of my full potential. Why? Because I'm going to leave this world empty of everything that is within me. Because it's not for me anyway. It's for the glory of God. But it's also to be an example on the earth realm. It's to draw more people to God, to his light. I want to let my light so shine before men that they may see my good works and glorify God, which is in heaven. That is my desire. But I got to be confident to do that. I got to look in that mirror and say, I am beautiful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am not a mistake. My hands are not a mistake. I am just the way I need to be. And anything that I need to change, like if you need to make some health changes, if you need to do better by your temple, that's going to help your confidence too. The better you do for you, the more you do for your confidence, the for your health, the more you'll be doing for your confidence. I don't know. I need y'all to go back and look at some episodes. I don't have on no makeup, nothing but some lip gloss, right? And my face, to me, I'm like, oh, just by drinking more water, staying away from certain things. I'm still getting rid of some things, but putting more fruit and vegetables in me and different things. I'm even feeling like my face is glowing even more. People have even been saying, girl, you glowing. And it's because I'm taking better care of my temple, which is also making my confidence boost. Even when I walk, I have my shoulders back a little more. I'm looking up even more. Not that I had a slumber look, but I noticed that I'm doing it even more because I'm taking better care of me. And in taking better care of me, my confidence is boosting. And it helps me to know who I am. So I'm encouraging you to do the same. Know who you are and build that confidence daily. I speak life over myself. Y'all, I got stuff written down. I got voice recordings in my phone that I go to and I speak over myself. I listen to me speaking to me to boost my confidence. not to become arrogant, not to become confident in myself, but confident in the God in me. To be confident in who he has made me to be. And to be able to walk that thing out with no regret. To be able to walk that thing out with power and authority. To begin to walk that thing out and change the lives that I was created to change. Because all of us was created to make a difference in one way or another. And we can't be afraid to make the difference. And sometimes if you lack confidence, then sometimes you can be afraid to make the difference that you was created to make. So you have to remind yourself who you are. You have to remind yourself that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You have to remind yourself that you have gifts, skills, talents, and abilities. I was telling my students, I said, all y'all are good at something. One of my young men said, I'm not good at anything. I said, yes, you are. Let's talk about some of the things you've done. And we began to name some of the things he's done. And even the brothers started saying, oh, you're a good motivator. Oh, you're a good this. Oh, you've done that. Oh, you push us in this way. Because sometimes to boost our confidence, we got to go and ask other people, hey, what's the good you see in me? And somebody might shock you and say some things that you didn't even think about for yourself. But then for self-confidence, you got to go back and look in the mirror and speak life over yourself every single day until that thing becomes a part of you and you believe it like never before. You got to put in the work. And then you got to let the work for you. Embody it with your whole heart. All right, commercial break. Commercial break. Listen, y'all. I know Giving Tuesday is gone, but I am still requesting you all to be a blessing to Homeschool Helps. We still have our Cash App pool going on, and I will make sure that you all get it. You could go to our page, our website, homeschool-helps.com, and you could scroll on down. We have an option for you to give monthly. We have an option for you to give one time, and we have an option for you to donate to our Cash App pool. We're aiming at raising $5,000, and I believe we can do it before December ends, and we need your help. We don't care if it's $1, $2. If it's 5,000 people listening to this and each person go and make a donation of $1, we'll reach our goal. We are at maybe $155, and I am counting on you to help us. I am needing you to help us. Every dollar counts. So thank you again in advance for going to be a blessing to Homeschool Helps. Again, you can do that at homeschool-helps.com. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into number 3. I have another announcement. I got some big stuff coming for y'all. Free stuff too. Number 3. So number 1 was know who you are and who you are. Number 2 was build your confidence, aka Godfidence. And number 3 is do it. Do it. Nina, what are you talking about? What is your it? What is your it? You got to think about what is that thing that you're supposed to do. Listen, y'all, I'm using myself as an example today because I started off with one it, Nina Motivates. Let's go back, rewind 15 years ago. Nina Motivates. October, I was at an event where Les Brown was hosting, and that's why I met the beautiful Talia Stovall. And I was sitting on the edge of my chair. I didn't know motivational speakers at the time. I didn't even know how to get into that career, but I was sitting on the edge of my seat and I felt like they was missing me on their stage. I just knew they were missing me on their stage. And so I went home. I connected with Talia. I went home and I said, okay, I need a CD. I need something. And I recorded You Can, which was my very first motivational speaking CD. CDs was out at the time. They were on and popping, okay, 2010, they were still on and popping. And so I went and recorded You Can, and my dad knew how to create CDs and dub CDs, so I think I dubbed maybe 100 You Can CDs, and I just started passing them out. I went to the next Les Brown event that November, I believe. I believe that happened in October. No, that happened in September. Then he had another one, I think, at the end of October, and I went to the next one. Talia had me to come and volunteer. I got a chance to meet Les Brown. I got a picture with him, and I just allowed myself to be in that moment. I passed out my CDs to everybody there, and then I went home, and then I created my own event for December 28th. which is another announcement. I'm gonna have a great end of the year event that I'm really, really excited about. And it's gonna be virtual and it's gonna be free because we live in Chicago and I don't want the weather to stop us. So December 28th, we gonna get together on Zoom, and the registration link is gonna be everywhere. But everybody can register through my link tree. I guess I'm doing a plug right now. Everybody can register through my link tree link, linktr.ee/ Nina Motivates. You want to go there and you want to register because it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. I was not planning on doing a plug right there. I was planning on doing it later, but I just said, let me go ahead and do it now. But you, I held this event. Began soon as I launched myself as a speaker, y'all. I began to meet other speakers. I began to meet other people. And as I began to meet other people, I was able to ask different people, hey, can you speak at this event for me? It's my first motivational speaking event, my first time going to be before a stage, before a crowd, and all of that. And I need some great speakers. And I was able to get some great speakers to join me on stage that night. And they helped me launch myself as Nina Motivates officially. That was my very first event. That was December 28th, 2010. I just got started. I didn't know how. Before meeting Talaya, I didn't know nobody who did that. But I knew that that was what God had put in me to do. And so I knew I had to do it. I knew I had to step out of my comfort zone, get uncomfortable, and get it done. And since then, here we are, 15 years later. I've accomplished so much and I'm still just getting started. So now here we are 15 years later. On December 28th, it's a Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Join me on Zoom because we're going to have an amazing celebration. And just like before, I'm going to have some amazing speakers and presenters to grace that virtual stage with me. And we are going to have an amazing time. You're going to be motivated. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be informed. You're going to be educated. It is going to be so powerful because I'm better. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I've had so many more trainings and so many more yet to still go and come. But since I launched Nina Motivates, 2013, I became the Speakers Publishing and Authors Association Speaker of the Year because I began to practice my craft. I began in 2011 to get hired to speak at places and to get paid. In 2011, every month I was hosting events. For like 5 months, I hosted events. I think February, March, April, I was hosting events because I was getting myself out there. I was doing the work so that somebody could know that Nina Motivates exists. I needed people to understand that I was now a speaker and I wanted to inspire the world. Now, since then, of course, God has honed in. God has told me my target audience. And my business is always evolving. It's always shaping. Yours will too. The things that he has for you to do, whether it's business, whether it's work for a job, whether it's create something, whether it's get higher in an organization, get higher at your job, whatever it is, everybody's story is different, but everybody's story matters. It matters. You matter. And so you want to put the work in. You want to get started. You want to do it, y'all. I wouldn't turn back the hands of time if you could pay me and not do this, not change and impact lives. If I didn't start 15 years ago, I may not have this radio show today. I may not have the podcast today. I may not have the YouTube channel today. I may not have all of the awards and accolades and the doctorate degree and the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award and all of the other awards that I've won, the Page Award, the Disruptor of the Year Award through the Network of Outstanding Women. I've gotten other awards from many other beautiful people that have seen what I'm out here doing and said, I'm going to honor you. And I don't say that to boast. I say that to show you that when you do the work will work for you. Now I'm entering into a season where now the money is going to come to me. And yes, I'm bold enough to speak it out loud. Why? Because I've been putting in the work. I've been also getting in order. So my 2026, God has said, 2026, Nina, overflow through order. Being in order is going to open the doors for my overflow. See, I talked about doing it. Let's move to step number 4. So I can tell you about expand. Step number 4 is expand. Meet new people. Go new places. Try new things. Number 4 is to expand. Meet new people, go new places, try new things. And I did that all, y'all. I be out there. In 2011, you heard me say I was hosting my events, and they were growing and they were moving. And I know some people are like, okay, well, why did you stop? At the time, the place that I was hosting my events at, some things happened and they no longer had the space available. It was some things going on, and that's not my business to be talking about what was going on with them. But some things occurred, and my manager at the time, she wasn't able to get the space anymore, right? And so I kind of fell off from hosting those events. And it was still time, but it was a season for me, things to change. I started getting booked to go speak at other people's events more. I started traveling and speaking. I started getting hired to do things like the National Inspirational Youth Conference, and I did that for about 4 or 5 years in a row. But had I never gotten started, had I never stepped out and did my it, I would have never had those opportunities. I remember the very first year I did the National Inspirational Youth Conference in IYC. And I remember after my workshop, first I remember my workshop became a fire hazard because so many youth came to my room to hear my workshop that they had all the youth in the hallway. They had to move my room to a bigger auditorium. And I don't say that to boast. I say that to when you move as God tell you to move and you do what he tell you to do, he will open up a window and pour you out a blessing you don't have the room enough to receive. You heard me say I came back about 4 or 5 years. They were having professional football players and ex-football players to host workshops, and mine was still selling out. Mine was still bringing all the kids in. And I remember being at an elevator, me and Yolanda, and one of the young ladies was like, oh, that's Miss Nina. You think she'll take a picture with us? And I looked back and I said, y'all the famous one, let me take a picture with you. And I said that, and it felt so good to pour into these babies, into these teenagers. And I have such a heavy pack. That's my ministry. Pouring into teenagers is my ministry. Youth, all youth, but teenagers is that's my soft spot. That's my ministry work. That's my ministry work. Y'all, expansion. 2012, I got my first certified life coaching certificate. I did that in 2012. That was just the first. I have a youth certificate, a youth certified youth life coach certificate. I mean, I just began to keep doing things and expanding. And even now, God honed in some things for me. I started a publishing company, but now God is honing in some things for me. Now I'm training people to publish so that I can have someone to send people to, because God is going to send me out, because I'm expanding, because my speaking career is moving. And I'm okay with speaking these things out loud because I'm trusting God to do just what he said he will do. And I know he's going to do it. But if you never get started going back up, right? Knowing who you are, whose you are, building your confidence, and then working in that it, doing it will give you the opportunity to then expand. Get out there, meet new people, go new places, see new things. I never knew I would love riding a plane the way I do, but I love getting on airplanes. I love it. 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 Yes, I do. I love it. So traveling to speak is easy. And then God blesses people to say, hey, God said to serve you in the season. God said, this, and that. And I love it because I did my it. He has provided expansion. Step number 5 is believe like never before. Everything I'm speaking to you about, what's going to happen in 2026 is because I see the vision. I'm writing the vision. I'm making it plain, y'all. I be typing up stuff. I be using my assistant, and I have all of these things just typed up, the messages that God has given me for 2026 and the things that he wants me to do and pour out. I'm writing the vision. I'm believing, and I know that he's going to hold up his end of the bargain. It didn't happen overnight, y'all. Y'all heard me say I've been in this thing 15 years, and I can't tell you that I've made my first 100K, but I'm believing God that in 2026, I'm going to make my first million, and 2026 is going to bear witness to it. I will be the first millionaire in my family. I am a chain breaker, a curse breaker in the name of Jesus. But if I never got started, I would never be here and have this opportunity today. So I've said a whole lot of stuff, y'all. I know. I'm going to quickly go over these 5 steps because time moves so fast and we are out of time again. Okay. So step number 1, know who you are and whose you are. Know those things. Search it out. Ask God. Let him answer that for you. Step number 2, build your Godfidence. Build your confidence. Okay. It's more in you that needs to come out. Step number 3, do it. Figure out what your it is and do it. My it is changing and impacting lives, not just motivating people, but inspiring people to change, inspiring people to remove doubt, inspiring people to go forth, inspiring people to believe like never before. That's my it. Number 4, expand. Don't just stay in that one. Expand. Go new places, do new things, try new things, meet new people, all of the things. And then expand your mind. Let God fill you. And then let him give you a vision that scares you. A vision that's like, oh my goodness. Really, God? Okay, God, I'm going to believe, which is step number 5. Believe like never before. And don't let nothing knock you off your square of believing. Don't let anything tell you what you cannot do. I am living proof. You looking at a young Black girl from the south side of Chicago. When I was born, we was living in 4950, the red project buildings on the low end of Chicago, apartment 1107. But here I am, shaking up the world. Here I am, inspiring, motivating, moving. Here I am, training, coaching, equipping. Here I am. And if I could do it, you can too. I want to thank you all for listening to the You Can Show. I pray today change your life. I feel like this was one of my most motivating shows that I've done on my own by myself, and I'm so glad God gave it to me. You all listen. Make sure you go and register for December 28th. It is free, okay? I am also doing a coaching certification program. I have not done one since the beginning of 2024. I have certified over 24 coaches. So that is also on my website. You could go there, find out more information, and it's going to officially be launched on December 28th, where you could get more information, hear testimonials, and all of the things. So you want to show up. Y'all, I promise you, you show up December 28th on Zoom, you're going to walk away feeling like you could fly, literally, okay? So come on and tune in. Make sure that you register because that's the only way you can get the link. And know that this is not your end. Don't think it's too late for you. This is still your beginning. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you feel like you can't do. Yes, you can. If God gave it to you, you got to go out there and do it. You got to go out there and do it. So take these steps. Become the unstoppable you. And if you're like me, I'm walking into a year of overflow through order. God has been getting me in order. He's been getting things in order. He's been reorganizing and restructuring my business and the way he wants me to do things. Yes, I said the way he wants me to do things, and I'm so excited about it. And if you have not been following me through prayer, salads, and squats, go to my YouTube page. Even if you need to go back to day 1, go download the free workbook on my website, my link tree. Go and download the free workbook. If you need to start at day 1, start at day 1 and follow along. And I promise you, you will be motivated, inspired. There are videos on YouTube, on my YouTube page, posted at 5 a.m. every morning that can inspire you and help you along this 40-day journey. And the videos are short. They're not long, okay? And I want to just pour. This is my time of pouring. Because as I pour, God pours into me. Because it's go time. It's beyond go time. He has catapulted me, and I ain't going back into the cannon. I'm staying out, okay? So I love y'all. I pray that you all have the most amazing evening, the most amazing time whenever you're listening to this, watching this, or whatever you're doing. Thank you for tuning in to the You Can Show, where you get your faith, fuel, and fire to live bolder, to believe bigger, and to know that you absolutely can. Until next week, next Monday, I'll see you all then. Stay fired up. We got 2 more weeks. It's going to be 30 episodes before the year end. New episodes each and every time. So make sure you tune it in. Make sure you're sharing because that's caring. And if you're watching this on YouTube, even if you ain't, go to my YouTube page, okay? And like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, share this out, tell them to like and subscribe too. And I'll see you all next Monday for the next episode of the You Can Show. Bye for now.